Hello my witchy friends. Welcome back to my channel. For this video I wanted to show you how I do a slow infusion plus the longer infusion to make my salves. This round I'm going to make a anxiety/depression salve for you rub it on your skin and it's supposed to soak in and help you with your anxiety and stuff like that, but only you don't replace your medication or anything that you're using. It's just to give you an extra boost of help if you need it, and it's perfectly natural, all herbal, and I make salves plus I'm learning how to make creams and lotions and different things from herbs, and I just wanted to share this with you. So with no further ado, here we go. I've been kind of really tired because I'm dealing with some stuff with my family right now. But I didn't want to leave you guys hanging without another video to watch. So here we go. So here are the ingredients that I'm going to be putting in my anxiety / depression salve that I'm making. Which I'm gonna start with making infused oil with the herbs that I have put in here. That I'm gonna use the double boiler method to infuse the energy and the potency of the herbs within the oil before I make it into a salve. What I have here is what I've mixed up so far. I started with rose petals, chamomile, lavender, because those are all very calming herbs that help with anxiety and with, when you're overwhelmed and stressed. And I make all kinds of salves and oils, but I've been wanting to do this video on how I make my anxiety salve. Anxiety/depression, I said, because it helps you, feel better, be happier. Yes, it's not a replacement for like therapy, for your doctor. For some medications you still may need, but this helps in mild cases, and it may help like as an addition to your therapy and your medication. That if you get overwhelmed very easily, yeah. And, like I do, I freak out a lot, or I did. I don't so much anymore since I started doing these home remedies and making these magical oils and salves, plus the medicinal oils and salves that I make as well. Mainly for my purposes, but I plan to sell them in the future in my shop once I get everything straightened out with that. And I'll give you more details on that when I have everything I need in place. Like I said, I put mugwort in here also, which is it helps with spirituality. To me it's like a supportive herb, and it's kind of like a mothering herb to me. It eases a lot of my stresses and stuff like that. And it helps you see things a little clearly, sometimes better than you would, or it does for me. I don't know. The other herbs that I have placed in there for protection as well, because I like to add a little protection to any of my salves or oils that I make, is cilantro leaves. I got these at my local Walmart, so it's not expensive at all. Whole cloves. I didn't want to use the powder. I also have powdered cloves. Oregano leaves, which this herb is known for happiness, as well as I feel like it's a protective herb too, but I know it helps you feel lighter, happier. It's just a very, I don't know how to word it, but uplifting herb, I guess. Crushed rosemary, because I always go to rosemary for protection. That was one of my first herbs I started using in my practice. And then garlic. It's very strong and powerful protective herb. The stronger the smell of the herb and the taste, the more protective, if it's a protective herb, or the more potent it, I guess, I don't know how to word it, that I guess the more energy for what you're looking for is in it. That's what I'm trying to say, maybe. I don't know. I'm not good at wording things, so I'm just gonna continue with this video. Here I have the mason jar that I'm going to use to put my herbs in and put the oil in before I put it in the water to start the infusion process. So I'm going to start by pouring this in here. Oops, sorry. I'm trying to hold the camera straight. It's not easy whilst trying to put herbs in. Ooh. Well, let me stop the camera for a minute and then I'll do it because it's sticking together. As you can see, I made a little bit of a mess, but I will clean that up later. You can't really do witchcraft or oils or any of that stuff without a little bit of a mess. But it's not something that we can't fix because, of course, we can always clean it up later. I'm also going to be using this oil that I got at my local metaphysical shop downtown called Attraction Oil. It's for passion, love, strength, abundance. But, you know, I'm kind of going for the love part of this since I'm doing my anti-anxiety and depression salve. And then I've got this oil also from the shop that I shop at called it's ritual, oh no wait, hold on, Shadow Works oil. Yeah, to help work through all your issues and, you know, help you see things for what you should be seeing them for, you know, signs, whatever may come to you to help you through what you need to get through. So I'm gonna add those in just a second. All right, I'm back here. Let me start with the Attraction oils, oil for love and abundance, and what else did it say? Passion and strength. Put like 3 or 4 or whatever you want to put in there, but try not to waste it. Then the Shadow Works, like I said, to help you through your issues and problems. It can't hurt, right? And put about the same. 1, 2, 3. I'm gonna put 4 because I think I put quite a bit of the other one in there and I kind of want to even it out. So there you have that. And we're just about ready to put the oil in. I also forgot to mention that with my the herbs that I'm going to use for my infused oil and then making it into a salve, I also put out in my window so it could be charged and energized by the moon. It was a full moon and eclipse at the time, so to add on some extra energy and help and support. Hopefully it will not be real crazy or chaotic, but like strong energy. I think I had it in the window like overnight. That's about it. And then we're gonna place in the oil here. So now we're gonna place into our jar olive oil. That's what I like to use, and I'm also going to use some coconut oil for the fragrance, and it's just nice and smooth to be able to use, because this salve you can use on your body as like to moisturize and absorb through your skin to help with the anxiety, and that's kind of the purpose of it. It's not like an internal, it's absorbed through the skin. So here we go. I'm just gonna fill it up to reach above, a little bit above, let me see, the herbs themselves. So we don't need it too full. I mean, we could, but then it's gonna make it probably a little weaker because you're gonna have more oil than herb. So I'm trying to get it kind of even. I think that's good for that, because I didn't put a super lot of herbs in there. because I didn't have really big jars. I only have about this size, maybe a little bit bigger, but I can't find my other jars, so that's good. Well, I'm gonna put the coconut oil in next. So this is the coconut oil that I'm gonna be using. It's organic, it's generic brand. Just wanted to let you see that. I'm gonna have to get off the camera so I can put it in there because I've been like scraping it and somehow it's gotten really hard. At first it was more of a liquid because I think it melted, but then now it's really hard, so I have to wait a little bit and let it thaw out a little bit and work with it to get it out of the jar. But I would put only probably in this maybe a good spoonful, like a tablespoonful or two. If you want a little bit more fragrance and smoothness to your salve, you could put like an extra half a tablespoon to a tablespoon extra if you want. I'm just gonna put like 2 because I think it'd be a good like split with the olive oil, so it'll be even of both, and make it a really smooth and nice salve. Okay, so I'm gonna have to let that coconut oil set out for a little bit. I had put it in the refrigerator because it had liquefied and it got a little too solid, so I've been working with it for a little bit and it's not really working, so I'm gonna wait a little bit on that. But I'm gonna go ahead and show you some of the other parts of or talk about what I'm gonna do after I can get the coconut oil and put it in there. So after the infusion process, after I do the double boiler method, or towards the end of it, I will place a good amount of beeswax in there so it will harden more into a salve. If you want it to be more of like a solid salve, you will use more of the beeswax. If you want it more like softer and more creamier, more like a cream or something like that, put less beeswax, and it should achieve that effect for you. I'm also going to be putting some of these little protective little pendant things with the triple goddess for Hecate and the pentacle for protection on top of the salve once it's finished. More of, I guess, more of, in a way, I mean, it's protective, so it's not really aesthetic purpose, but it does fit that as well to make it look pretty and nice. So if you're giving it to someone or you're selling it, like I plan to in the future, and also give it to friends and stuff, it makes it look really neat and nice, and it has a purpose, a protective. It helps add extra protection for you or whoever you give it to or sell it to. Also, with most of my infused oils and salves, I put a little bit of coconut oil in there, but I gotta put more. But I'm just letting it sit so it can liquefy a little bit more so I can add more. But usually what I would do first is put the herbs in the oil and then put the top on and do a slow infusion by sitting in a dark place for at least a week or two. But you can still do it after if you want to still do that, you can still do it even after you do the double boiler method. Just don't add the beeswax in and don't like strain out the herbs. You can still boil it and get most of the potency of the herb out into the oil. But don't, like I say, don't strain it. Leave it like that. Let it cool. Don't put the beeswax in there because it'll make it solid and you won't be able to work with it. Put the top on it, put it in a dark place for a week or two or whatever is comfortable for you, which I usually do. Sometimes I've done a little bit of both to see which works better, just kind of experimenting. With this, I'm not going to do that because I want to show you the whole process of making making the infused oil and the salve. But yeah, I mainly don't think I need to this time because I used the extra energy of the full moon and the eclipse So I feel like that's enough for this batch, but normally I would. You can still do it, like I said, after you do the double boiler method. You just let it sit and cool. Don't strain out anything. Don't put beeswax in it. Close it up. And then set it in a dark place for a while. And then you can, well, you know, for like a week or two or whatever you want to do, maybe 3. Once you're done with that, take it out, shake it around a bit. And then you can put it back on the stove to do the double boiler method. And then add in the beeswax and stuff to harden it up. But like, you got to be a little quick, not super quick, but a little quick after you start adding in the beeswax here, because it will start cooling quickly and it'll start getting solid. So if you want to transfer it, you might want to transfer it pretty quickly so it doesn't start doing that and you don't have a whole big, you know, clump of salve or something that won't come out of the jar that you're trying to get it out of. Here is the pot of water that I will use to place the mason jar on top of the rim of the top of the mason jar. I will put on the bottom and put that on top to start to boil and infuse. I'm just letting you know what I'm going to do because I'm still waiting on the coconut oil to soften up more so I can stick that in there before I start the whole boiling process. And during this process with putting in the coconut oil and olive oil, it can be a messy process. So if you have any clothes that you don't really care about, I would suggest wearing those, or like lounge clothes that you don't care if they get stains on. I wouldn't wear any of your really, really nice things that you don't want to get stains on, because you probably will. So that's another tip for you. Use old clothes you don't really care about when you're doing the process of making oils or salves. Okay, now here we go. I'm gonna place this ring, which is from a mason jar. I just removed the middle part, in this water that's not turned on or hot yet because you don't want to burn yourself. Place that in place in the middle if possible. And then you will take your mason jar with your herbs in there and your olive oil plus your coconut oil and place it the best, I'm trying to hold this camera with one hand, that you can, right on top of that, and leave it there. I'm using the smaller pot because it seems to work better than a bigger one. But if you want to, you can use a bigger pot. But I think I'm gonna have to add more water to this because it's barely reaching, not even the middle of the mason jar, and you want it to cover at least most of the mason jar, at least half, so that the heat starts the herbs infusing into the oil and releasing all the good stuff from the herbs and the energy and the fragrance and all that, and the, you know, if there's any, which most herbs do have medicinal purposes for that as well. And now you will turn on your stove right here. I would turn it to like I will start off like 6 maybe or 7 to get it boiling, and then turn it down. Maybe I'll start at 6 because I don't want it going too far. Once it starts boiling a bit, then I will probably turn it down to like medium or simmer, because I will leave it like this and stir it every once in a while for at least, I would say at least 4 hours. Sometimes I go as much as 6. You can go as long as you want, but I think past that it really doesn't matter or do anything much. But at least 4 hours to infuse the oil with the essence of the herbs that you are looking for the results you are seeking. If you choose, you can also, while you're doing the boiling process and infusing process of the oil, you can place your hand over, it's kind of getting out of focus, over the jar and just say a prayer or incantation and just infuse some of your own energy and your own intention into the oil as well, to help along with the purpose that you are making this oil, to help it be more potent and work better. You just gotta, I'm not gonna say it out loud, you come up with your own prayer or incantation, or one that you've had for a while that's been passed down in the family for your purpose. That's all that matters. So just infuse it with your intention, your purpose, your energy, your prayers. Do that for a couple minutes or however long you feel that you need to do it. You don't have to do this process, because it still will work, because the herbs that you have within this jar is for the, it will be for the purpose that you're looking for. Because I research all the time for different herbs for different purposes. Sometimes I just go with my feelings. All of it's fine. There's no wrong way to practice your craft, not really, because it's yours. Just do what feels right. All right, I think that's good for me for now. Now that it looks like it's starting to boil and get warm, I will set my timer for 4 hours. That's what I'm gonna do today. Yep, this looks all messed up because there's glue. The thing fell out, so it looks awful. But it still works, so, and I need to clean the oil off of this too. I use it mainly just for my magical cooking purposes. I have another nicer stove for the actual cooking for my family, but just keep on going until you get to the 4 hour point, which I'm not going to bore you with this, so so there you have it. Well, it just changed. I guess I didn't turn the camera on fast enough. There you have it. That's the 4 hour mark, and I will leave it sitting until the timer goes off. I will let it simmer and infuse, and every once in a while I'll come in here and I'll take my spoon or whatever I feel like using and very carefully mixing it together without knocking it off its thing that it's on. I'm only doing it with one hand. It would be best to do it probably with both hands, but I'm holding my camera with one, which I'm not doing a very great job at that either. Trying to multitask and do this because I'm the only one here to film right now. Well, my kids, they're doing their own thing, but yeah. Okay, and I will leave it for 4 hours, and then I will show you the draining process, or the, squeezing out all the good infused oil into the container that or back into this container actually, and mixing in the beeswax, and then transferring it to the jar or little container that I'm gonna use for the salve. Hello, my witchy friends. I was gonna show you the rest of the well, not the rest of the process, just let you know that right now with my oil that I'm making for the anxiety and depression, I'm gonna let it sit for probably another week just to strengthen the infusion after I did it after I did the heated infusion that I did on the stove. Here's what it looks like. I've had it covered overnight to cool, and now I have it covered with foil to and have it setting on my altar here to I'm gonna put it in a dark place, probably in my closet, so that it can infuse more, and then I will do updated video of the rest of the process of making the salve that I'm making from this oil, which is for anxiety and depression. So here is the oil. I have it covered my herbal oil for infusion for the anxiety and depression salve. And I have it covered with foil now, and I'm going to set it in a place to infuse a little bit more before I put it back on the stove, and I will add in the beeswax to thicken it and make it into a salve. So stay tuned for my updated, my next video, which will be the second part of my making of my salve with my oil infusion. Thank you for joining me for this video. Please don't forget to subscribe, hit the like. It helps me a lot, but no pressure. Take good care of yourselves. Make sure you're taking good care of your mental health as well. I've had some issues with a daughter of mine, and she's spending some time in a facility because she needs that extra help for her anxiety. But please pay attention to your loved ones and make sure that you are catching the signs of if they're going to do anything to themselves. So I just want to put that out there. I love you all. I appreciate you all for hanging in here with me in my videos, even though they're not the best videos right now because I don't have a camera besides my phone. But I'm going to do the updated video as soon as, well, the second part of this video, as soon as I'm able. Right now I'm dealing with some family stuff, like I said, with my daughter. So it's probably going to be a few days, if not more. So thank you. Have a great evening. Stay safe. And I will see you on the next one. Bye.